Hello teacher, I am Carlos Bravo and now I'm going to explain the summary about Unit 2 in lesson planning. Okay, let's start. The first topic is to theorize teaching a three-step activity. And here the topic is based in the teacher process that need to follow for develop a good class and try to get the results based the objectives with the students. For that reason, it's important to explain the three steps. And the first is activities, and during that the teachers need to know that is the planning and preparation required before teaching a class, and focus in content, age, level, and objective. It's important to follow these four concepts because the teacher try to get the results in base of this. For that reason, it's important that the teacher need to choose correctly content and try to adapt that material for the teachers. The reason is that the other students we have different levels with different age, and for that reason, it's important to choose the correct material and try to adequate for the students for try to get try to complete the objectives. And another step is activities in the classroom. And here the teacher develops the class with the correctly management. And for that reason, it's important for the teacher put the students in different ways, but that is depends the topic of the class. For example, that the teacher needs to create a discussion. I need to divide the class. For that reason, the teacher will divide the class in different positions. And for that reason, we have the different kind of positions in the class. We have the traditional position, that is the all the students are in the same form, in the right and left. You can see the same number of the students. And another position is the round table, is around, maybe form an oval. And another is a horseshoe, and is that position that the students ubicated in front of the others. And I think when the teacher try to develop a discussion in the class, you can follow a horseshoe or round table, because the teacher can see all student members and will be a referee for the class and try to control for the students' participation, the points of view, and maybe the teacher can say the important things for the class. And then the last one step is assessment. And here we have two types of the steps: formative assessment and summative assessment. And the first is during the process in classes. And here the teacher developed a little activity for the students where the teacher is playing one or two topics, and after that give for the students questions about the topic, a little bit test in questions, or maybe in exercise in classes, for try to identify that the students follow the classes and maybe don't lose the attention. It's in a short time. And the summative assessment said are used to evaluate student learning skill, acquisition, and academic achievement. And for that reason, the teacher tried to evaluate all these abilities for the students, because this assessment is the teacher designed this assessment after a long period of information. For example, for the teacher teach for Unit 1, all contents of Unit 1 could be a format a summative assessment. For the reason that the students need to study all topics with a specific exercise, and after that receive the assessment, the summative assessment, that is represent the all knowledge that the students acquire during this period of time. Okay, and now the other topic is planning and preparation. And here we have the other topics that the teachers need to know the concept is educational aims. Educational aims consider the purpose of education, that the teachers can develop the abilities for the students for their life. Basically, educational aims is the career life of the students. After this learning process, these educational aims try to design in the students for with a purpose with more importance. Educational aims have a matrix in that you can see a radical, social, individual, and conservative concepts. That it means that these four concepts you can identify a correctly design of educational aims with different kind of visions. For that reason, we have these four categories in the matrix. And another topic is needs analysis. It's important for the teacher remember all members during the learning process, because in here this topic is focused on taking into account the students, teacher, family, all community of the environment of the students. And for that reason, it's important to analyze how it develops and how develops the required skills, the problem resolution and problem solving for the students, and the students' needs and the attitudes. It's important to identify all of these needs for try to acquire the knowledge, the content, the solutions during the learning process. And another is the context. For me, it's important this because it's important to identify the context that the teachers develop to the classes and the context that the students, the environment. It's very important to be clear about the context in which the teaching takes place. For the reason the teacher feels comfortable when develop the class, and try to avoid the other factors that can create a big problem for the learning process with the students. It's important to maintain the context in control and try to identify the previous situation. For that reason, it's important to identify that. In the last one, we have a cognition. This is important because the teacher needs to develop this all kind of knowledge and attitude that the teachers and the students need to acquire during the classes. And for components, we have a declarative knowledge, procedural knowledge, and outlaws and mental events. And subcomponents, and we have empirical, extensive skill, techniques, and attitudes and dispositions, and judgment and decisions. All these elements create a cognition impact. That this cognition impact focus in learning skills and communication strategies, the reading skills, the learning skills and accuracy. That is all these elements have an important relationship for try to develop a good knowledge acquisition. And the meanings for the components, we have the first that is conceptual knowledge, and here is the knowledge that the understanding of concepts, principles, of models that the teachers take for develop the class, and we have different classifications. And the empirical knowledge is correct. Empirical knowledge is based on sense experience, and the procedural knowledge is it's like a classical knowledge, or maybe the classical method that you, for example, you need to run, just need to do that. Or maybe another example is reading a bicycle, and another is authors that it refers an attitudes and disposition and orientations that I mentioned before in subcomponents. And the last one is mental events, that is focused in the judgments and decisions that the teacher need to choose and decide during the classes. Okay, and that is all, teacher. Thank you so much.